Which VWAPs do you need to put on your charts and which ones do you not necessarily need to trade each day? Well, the answer is going to be up to you, but I'm going to walk you through each of the ways I use these VWAPs, and you could choose which one suits best for your type of trading style. Let's look at the charts here first of all. This yellow one, again, the colors can be whatever you want. But for me, one VWAP I like to use that more recently is a start of week VWAP. This is on the 15-minute chart. Looking at the extended trading hours, you can see it's anchored to the 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday evening, rolling over into Monday. So on the start of week, I'm probably not going to use it on a Monday because that's pretty much the same as a daily VWAP, which we'll get into in a little bit. But on a Tuesday, Wednesday, as the week goes forward, I would definitely use a start of week VWAP because you can see here when we might be looking bearish here pre-market into the open at 10 a.m., we bounce right off of that start of week VWAP just to build a higher low and actually bounce back higher. So rather than chasing the shorts, maybe because you're underneath a different VWAP, you're actually holding support at the start of weeks, telling you buyers are still in control since we opened up the week on Sunday evening. You come into the next day, same thing, bearish at 8 a.m. into the 9:30 open here, right at that start of week VWAP. So rather than trying to slice through it for more shorts, recognize that the trend this week is still bullish with higher highs and higher lows, and you're right on this start of week VWAP potentially as support, and you find nice longs back into continuation. Now, of course, then does slice underneath it at the end of a Wednesday being news driven, but then you come in on Thursday, well, now you're below the start of week VWAP, so sellers are in control. So if you can find shorts in line with your other VWAPs and ride these lower highs, now you have VWAP agreement telling you to short it as well. So that's the first one. The start of week, I would definitely start to use that one on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Again, a Monday one isn't really going to do you much good. But a Monday one, let's look at the daily VWAP. This is what the Monday one's going to look like if you do the start of week on a Monday. The daily VWAP, overnight VWAP, I say interchangeably, they're the same thing. They're anchored to same thing, 6 p.m. on that current day. The changeover of day on the same thing, the 15-minute electronic trading hours. This one's always going to be black if you see any of my markups on the 15-minute. This is normally where price wants to move from, and it's my directional read on the trend. Not only do I need to read these higher highs and higher lows, but if we're above this start of day VWAP, I want to be looking for longs at that price if I can, and look to build our higher lows off of there. Because again, that's normally where we want to grind up and then eventually pop back into the direction of trend. So you can see it consolidates here for a little bit, but if I can get in and it does continue the trend, it often happens from this VWAP. So that's really a good one. And as well as directional bias, like I was saying, if we're above it, I cannot be looking for shorts. But once we do get below, I need to see us sustain below it and start to build structure below it. And then I will maybe like the shorts of bearish sentiment underneath that VWAP. And again, with all the ones we go over in this video, it's not just picking one, it's compiling them together. With a start of week VWAP matched with this start of day VWAP, do you like that pairing together, or do you like to use a news VWAP? All these other ones we go into the video, again, you don't have to just choose one, because I'm just going to walk you through all the ways and different types of VWAPs that I use as well. So we have the start of week and the daily VWAP. Let's look over here. On top of that daily VWAP, like which I said is the black one, let's go back here. A blue one that I do is yesterday's New York VWAP. So the previous day's 9:30 New York open. You can see up here I have it anchored to 9:30 from the Tuesday. And now we're going to look at this Wednesday price action. Again, you can see that daily VWAP here, right? Anchored from that day's start of day. So now we have those two on. Clearly, we didn't even engage this previous day's New York VWAP up here in blue. But being underneath it is telling me that we're having sellers in control. So now, if on today's price action, I could also get us underneath today's daily VWAP here in black, then I have VWAP alignment to the downside. So one thing to save you would be, yes, we're getting above this daily VWAP here on a nice bullish candle, but doesn't necessarily mean I want to chase longs, that buyers are in control. Because one thing is, from this previous day, we're still falling and building lower highs as far as I'm concerned, until told otherwise. And we're underneath this previous day's New York VWAP, so we're still looking a little bit more bearish, that I should be looking for the next short opportunity to come in. And then once you get back below it, like I said on the previous VWAP, the moves often happen from this daily VWAP. So if I can get my timing right and the trend right, I can get really good prices, because this is pre-market here at 8:30. You get a nice pop off that daily. And then here at 12 o'clock, once it gets back underneath this black daily VWAP, where does the move eventually pop from? Well, it's that daily VWAP again. So there's the third VWAP that you could use. I definitely use those three the most heavily throughout the week. Today's daily VWAP, a previous day's 9:30 New York Open VWAP, and a start of week VWAP, like I said, as the week goes on and progresses. Another one we could look at here on, let's look at this one on NQ, on ES. This one's going to be just blanketed, a high impact or news event, high impact news event, whichever, that stands out to you and is of importance. That if you look at this one, this is anchored from April 9th when Trump spoke and we had that big, 500-point rally on ES, and just a crazy move that since then, I want to see who's been in control, buyers or sellers. You can see we chopped around it quite a bit. Couldn't get above it the next few days. Then we do get above it and we're looking at it as retests. Then we couldn't get above it again, right? So we're kind of chopping around it, but I do want to know where we're at in regards to it. And as we start this video, we're starting to gap up above it. Today we were trading long up into it. So if we could stay above it now into the Wednesday, Thursday, and look for more longs, that could make some more sense. And we even throw on a previous day's 9:30 New York view up, like I said. That's going to be underneath us as we open up tomorrow if we hold bullish here overnight. So I would just say any high impact news event that's of importance, right? It's not going to just be unemployment claims on a Thursday. I'd say a CPI, a PPI, GDP, FOMC, something that really moves the market and leaves a big candle that you want to know from then what has been the sentiment, what's been the storytelling since that news event. I want to know who's been in control, who's in profit, who's in loss, all that good stuff. So that's another one to use. These are all in the 15-minute, and again, I view them on the 1-minute as well. But let's now go down to the lower time frame and look at the view ups that I use intraday on these 1-2 minute charts. So first things first, we have the regular trading hours now. The black one now on the 1 minute on the regular trading hours isn't the daily view up. It's the start of day VWAP technically, but it's starting at 9:30 New York open because that's the last candle that I could see here on the regular trading hours. So my New York VWAP anchored from 9:30 New York open is again similar to that daily one. It's like my line in the sand. If I'm looking for longs, I need to be above it, and I'm not going to be looking for shorts until we can get below it. So you can see here as we had a nice bullish pop here at the open, clearly buyers are in control. We're above that 15-minute daily one I just showed you, and we're above this 1-minute New York one. Buyers are in control. I do not want to be looking for longs if we're below the New York VWAP, but doesn't necessarily mean I want to be looking for shorts because how I pair the two, look over here later on in the afternoon, we clearly get back below this New York VWAP. So if I'm below it, I'm looking for shorts, Evan said. But not necessarily because we're using multiple VWAPs, discretion, common sense of what is the trend today, similar to what I told you here on the 15-minute. This dip below the 1-minute VWAP isn't screaming that sellers are in control because here on the 15-minute, like I said, all it was doing is bouncing off that daily VWAP here on the 15-minute, telling you this might be a good place that we bounce from and continue that bullish trend on the lower time frame and the higher time frame. So don't get induced into the shorts, but the longs aren't ready yet either until you get back above the New York VWAP, and then you can catch some of the longs up in there, right? So it's a little tricky on those days not to get induced into the shorts, but again, that doesn't necessarily mean you jump right back in to a long until it looks more ready. Another one to look at, and the final one that I definitely use each and every day for longs, it's going to be a high of day VWAP, and shorts, a low of day VWAP. So obviously I need trending structure to really have favorable odds with this, but this one on all my markups is always purple, so let's just change it so that makes sense. So we get a new high a day, pullback. I'm looking to continue the trend that is clearly bullish on a break of high day VWAP, telling me buyers are back in control. So buyers take this high day VWAP here. I'm long, stop loss down here at this structure. I'm going to continue that bullish trend that we've been having leading into it. And that's as simple as it gets. There's a bunch of these high day VWAP breaks back here. We can get into all that in a different video of the discretion. What's a big enough pullback? Is it off a key level? X, Y, Z. But for the most part, it's as simple as that. A break of high day VWAP telling me buyers are back in. We might be ready to go continue that bullish trend. Now, again, if you don't know any of this strategy, it is on ASFX TV. If you want to go through it, Futures 2.0, I walk you through all the strategy from A to Z, how to place on these VWAPs, what key levels, where to take profit, all that good stuff. So if you're not a member, you can join it for 50% off with code EVAN. And I also take all these trades live on stream every morning that I teach in this strategy. You could trade alongside me each and every day as well. So the link to that is always down below. And if you need a top 1 account as well to start trading these VWAP plays with me, trading the strategy with me, top 1 is always giving you the best deal with code EVAN. So definitely look out for that as well. But it's as simple as it gets. I don't use each and every one of these every single day. Some of them weigh more, some of them weigh less on a given day, right? Maybe I'll start a week or a news VWAP will be a little bit discretionary of what news I do use, which ones I don't use. But for the most part, I really heavily weigh into the daily VWAP and today's 1 minute New York VWAP, and as well as these high day and lower days. So hope you guys found value in it. Hope you guys definitely are at least trading the VWAP in some way, because I made videos about it. It is my favorite indicator. That's the one thing that I need on my charts for the rest of the time, is a VWAP in some way, shape, or form. So hopefully you guys start using it and you're not sleeping on it. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Trade safe. Let me know which ones you use down below and which ones you're looking to study next. But other than that, I'll see you guys on the charts tomorrow morning.